Qubad, let me get your reaction, first of all, to what we just heard from the president. He says it's promising there may be a new prime minister in Iraq. But do you believe Nouri al-Maliki, the current prime minister, is going to step down willingly, or will there be a coup?
Thank you for having me back, Wolf. We're hopeful that the former Prime Minister, Nouri al-Maliki, steps down and follows the constitutional process, follows the political process in Iraq, that we can hopefully get this country out of this difficult situation and towards a more stable and brighter future. We're concerned about some of the things that we're hearing about troop deployments throughout Baghdad and about the tensions that are existing in the city, but it's a positive step that the Prime Minister designate has been appointed, and we're hopeful that the political process can continue and we can have a new government in a very short period of time.
What happens if Nouri al-Maliki refuses? What if he says, I'm the Prime Minister, this other guy is not the Prime Minister, and I've got a lot of troops who are loyal to me, and I will resist any move to get rid of me? What happens then?
That would be a huge mistake. It would be a very bad decision on behalf of the former Prime Minister. It'll lead the country towards more turmoil and even further instability at a time when the country is ravaged by political stalemate, by a terrorist state that has taken over a big part of the country. And this would be a catastrophe, a political and security catastrophe for the country.
Let's talk a little bit about what the U.S. is doing to help the immediate crisis where you are in the northern part of Iraq, in Kurdistan, up in that area. I spoke with one of your colleagues earlier today, Masroor Barzani, the head of Kurdish intelligence. He said, yes, the CIA is providing some ammunition to the Peshmerga, the Kurdish fighters, who you're very obviously familiar with, but it may be too little, too late as far as the tens of thousands of minorities, the Christians, the Yazidis, many Kurds are concerned. Is it too little, too late what the U.S. is now doing?
We're hoping for greater support. We're hoping for increased cooperation. What has happened in these areas, what has happened to these communities, to the Christians of Iraq, to the Yazidis, and to others in that part of the country is a catastrophe. It's a real calamity. And the only way that we can counter these forces is with increased firepower, with increased air support from the United States, and increased cooperation that can allow our fighters, the Peshmerga, to take back some of these territories and to defend these towns and cities where these minorities are living.
Do you believe the ISIS terrorists are engaged in genocide?
You could sit here and debate the definition of genocide, the legal definition of genocide, but when you try to wipe out a community, either in part or in whole, I think that constitutes genocide, Wolf. What has happened to the Yazidis and the attempted destruction of the Yazidis, the attempted destruction of their shrines, of their temples, of their heritage, it's a catastrophe, and it's nothing short of genocide, in my opinion.
Because the pictures we're showing our viewers right now are so painful. The faces of these little kids, of these elderly, they're trying to squeeze onto an Iraqi military helicopter. That the Peshmerga, your fighters, are really involved in rescuing these people, dropping some food. But they saved, what, 20 people on this one helicopter, and there are tens of thousands who are in danger right now, in your word and so many others, of genocide. What else do you want the President of the United States to do?
We need all the support we can muster, all the international support from the United States, from our European colleagues, to create a humanitarian corridor, to create a corridor that will allow these people a safe passage away from this mountain, away from the terrorists, and into safety. I want to commend your guys as well for participating in that run today, to show your viewers around the world the catastrophe that these people are facing. I think hopefully it'll have the impact it's necessary to get the kind of international attention required to assist us in creating this humanitarian corridor that can get these people to safety.
I think we still have you over there, Qubad. I lost you for a second. Are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still here, Wolf.
So the bottom line right now, this is a disaster. You need a whole lot more military hardware, not just some ammunition. You need sophisticated weaponry to immediately come in to bolster the Peshmerga, your fighters. Is that right?
That's correct, Wolf. We need the kind of firepower that's required to pierce the armor that these armored Humvees and other mechanized vehicles that the Islamic State have. We need the increased air support from your Air Force, from the Iraqi Air Force, that can pound these guys from the skies and allow our Peshmerga, with the new machinery, with the new weaponry, to take back these areas and to protect our people.
Qubad Talabani, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Kurdistan Regional Government. Let's check in with you once again tomorrow, Qubad, and we'll continue our reporting on what's going on.
Thank
Qubad
you,
Talabani, thanks very much. Coming up, he got President Obama to speak very frankly about the crises erupting around the world, including the current situation in Iraq.